7 of the worst mistakes you can make with your 401k. You know, the 401k is one of the best wealth building tools available anywhere. It's available to millions of Americans, not just the wealthy. It's very easy to set up and let do its thing and let it just build and build that nest egg. But even though it's easy, if you try hard enough, there are ways to screw it up. And I've done several of them in my younger days. I want to pass along this list so that you don't do them too. Now, some of these on the list are going to be obvious and some are not. And the last one may be a little bit controversial, but I still think it's a big mistake. Number 1, not participating. This may sound basic, may sound obvious, but I bet there are people watching this right now that aren't contributing to their 401k. There are so many good things about the 401k. The tax savings, the ease of use, the forced savings, and oftentimes the free money from your employer. Yes, I said free money from your employer. Can you believe that? All these things combined make 401k accounts a thing of beauty. So already we're at the first one I've done personally. So in my younger days, I know I've done this where I thought I needed the money. I'm not signing up right now, or I'm signing up for maybe the minimums, or I'm at the 0 contribution level. Just stupid stuff. I didn't even want to think about how much money I've wasted or didn't save, and how much that could be worth now. It's just, it's sad. I didn't want to go there. Number 2 mistake is not taking the match. So as I just mentioned, many times 401ks come with an employer match, which means they're just giving you some free money. Usually it's in the 1 to 5% range of your salary, but could be differences. And that's money that they will just put on top of the money you're putting in your 401k account. Meaning if you're putting in, say, $400 a month for a total of $4,800 for the year, your employer will match that $4,800 month by month and contribute an extra $4,800 into your account. That's only a fool wouldn't do that, right? I've done that. It's free money. Hello? What was I thinking? I don't know, but don't do that. The third mistake with your 401ks is buying company stock with it. Now, some companies will let you buy individual company stock, like the company you work for, as part of your 401k. You should just be buying like a general mutual fund that tracks the market, but some companies will let you buy individual stocks, which is a very risky proposal. So you guys probably, some of you remember Enron, right? In 2001, Enron was a giant corporation. They melted down, they went to 0, went bankrupt. Many people at the company had Enron stock in their 401k. In fact, Enron was encouraging employees to use their funds to buy Enron stock and put it in their 401k. So the company eventually went to 0, as I said, went bankrupt. Many people lost their life savings. Some reports of some couples losing up to $800,000 to $900,000. Can you imagine how devastating that would be? So don't buy individual stocks. Your livelihood depends on your company anyway, so don't amplify it and buy your company stock. Terrible idea. Fourth mistake you can make is market timing. So this means pulling money back or making less contributions when the market is going down or you think it's going down, and then trying to time it and put in more contributions to your 401k as the market's supposedly going up. This can be very hard not to do, by the way. It's human nature. When things go down, you really want to protect your assets. Man, I work so hard for this money. I can't watch it just go away. I've recently been tempted to do this, and I have a master's degree in finance, and I'm supposed to know what I'm doing, and I'm a logical thinker. But if you take a look at this chart, you can see that in about April of 2022, I had roughly $75,000 in this Fidelity account, and it kind of bounced around up and down for months, and I'm pumping in hundreds of dollars per paycheck in here, and the company is matching the funds too. So I'm pumping in money. I was past that 75,000 mark, and I thought I'm close to that magical six-figure, that magical $100,000 mark. It'll be any month now. Any month I'm gonna get closer. I'll be in the 90s and I'll cross $100,000. Fast forward 18 months later, about a year and a half later, November of 2023. I'm still at around $80,000. Man, it was tough. And I'm thinking, I am done with this. I'm done with this stock market. Maybe it's just in a slump for years and years. Maybe it's going to crash. Maybe it's not going anywhere. I could have put my money in a savings account and had much more money than this. This is ridiculous. Fortunately, I didn't make that mistake and kept contributing. And you can see lately it's been like a rocket ship. The lesson here is just make sure you just set your retirement amount, make sure it's in a good mutual fund, low expense mutual fund, and forget it. Just check it once in a while. You're in this for the long run, right? And this is not you're not a day trader, this is a retirement account. So don't worry about it. Number 5 mistake is leaving the company before you're fully vested in the company matches. So I mentioned the company matches. Sometimes there's vesting involved with the matches, which is just a fancy way of saying they want you to stick around until you're fully entitled to the money. So they make you work a few years or so until you're entitled to this company match, and then you're fully vested. So don't leave the company unless if you're close to being vested in this money. Quitting and leaving the company before you have this money, this free money, is a mistake. Number 6 would just be pulling out the money early. Now this should be an obvious one, but it's one I've actually done. I'm embarrassed to say I did this, I don't know, maybe early 30s, 20 some years ago. So yeah, technically you can pull the money out of this account, even though it's a retirement account. You'll pay a penalty. You'll pay a 10% penalty for early withdrawal. And of course the taxes on top of it. So, this is a retirement account. Why would you want to pull the money out? But I remember I changed jobs or something, and I got this statement. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Got a statement that said, oh, you have $1,100 in this previous employer 401k. What do you want to do with it? And I was thinking, wow, it's $1,000. I could really use this money. Wow, that's nice. It saved up that much. I thought that was a lot of money. And then I knew there was a penalty. I think I was advised there was a 10% penalty, but I thought, well, okay, so I pay the 10% penalty. I get $1,000. I still get $1,000 right now. What good this is going to do me when I'm 65 or whatever? That was so far in the future. It didn't matter. I wanted that 1,000 right now. So cleaned that out, went to 0, and then even though it wasn't much, started all over again. So it should be obvious, but don't take the money out early. Okay, before I get to this last one, I'm obligated to remind you to like this video and subscribe if you find this content valuable. I love talking about how to live an anti-fragile life, which touches on everything from personal finance to career to emotions to mental health to life hacks. If you find this content valuable and you want to keep up to date, hit that subscribe button. Okay, the last big mistake I think people do with 401ks is taking a 401k loan or even an early qualified withdrawal. So you're able to take loans from a 401k. It's legal. There are a lot of loopholes. There's a lot you can look up in the IRS list. Maybe I'll post a link to it in the description, but why even take a look at it? Because you shouldn't be taking the money out anyway, even if it's a loan. So they'll let you pay the loan back. Like I said, there's a lot of loopholes. There's a lot of qualified early withdrawals from things like buying a house, victim of domestic abuse, medical expenses. You can get loans. You can get early withdrawals. Now with the loans, they'll let you pay them back within 5 years and with interest. So you pay all the money back. So you might be thinking, well, no big deal. I'll just pay it back. Well, first of all, I think a lot of people don't pay them back. Second of all, let's say you take a $50,000 loan out. That $50,000 would have, if we assume a 10% growth rate, which the stock market averages, that's $32,000 after 5 years. Now you say, well, okay, I'm paying that $50,000 back. Yeah, but what about the $32,000 that you should have been making on that? You missed out that, and now that's going to grow for another, let's say, 20 years or however long it is until you retire. That $32,000, if we assume 10% growth rate, that's going to turn into $240,000 or about there in 20 years. This could be $250,000 mistake you're making by just taking a loan and even repaying it back. So don't take money out early. Don't take qualified withdrawals. Don't take a loan if at all possible. This is your retirement account. This is your future. Let the money grow and just don't touch it. All right, there you have it. Those are my 7 top worst 401k mistakes. Don't do these. As I said, if you like the video, please let me know. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.